The Border Management Authority, also known as BMA, has dismissed more than 50 immigration officials in a bid to tackle corruption at South Africa's ports of entry. BMA Commissioner Michael Masiapato said the agency intensified investigations after inheriting a system deeply affected by corruption practices when it assumes border management responsibilities. Speaking to SABC News, Masiapato said most dismissed officials were immigration officers transferred from the Department of Home Affairs. He explained that initial investigations were reactive but later shifted to proactive measures to prevent further misconduct. And this is what he said. Open quotes. One thing that we can fairly agree on is the fact that when we took over this responsibility, we inherited an environment that has been severely infested with corruption and corrupt activities. Close quotes. He added that 8 officials has been already faced disciplinary processes, while 38 others are currently undergoing disciplinary action. Masiapato highlighted that many cases involved officers working with facilitators to allow people to enter South Africa illegally or selling extra days to travelers whose 90-day stay had expired. The fundamental issue is facilitating people entering the country illegally. That's what he said. The commissioner said the BMA is reinforcing anti-corruption measures through a multi-agency approach involving the Special Investigating Unit and the National Prosecuting Authority. The authority is also deploying body cameras to monitor interactions between officers and travelers at port of entry. Ngihlezi ngisho lento abukho ubugebengu obungenzeka eSouth Africa uma amaphoyisa ngesingxenye yabo. Leli gxathu elithathwe iBMA lihle kakhulu ukuthi uma lenkinga yama illegal immigrants lokhu yanda ingalawuleki ababe nama internal investigations babheka ukuthi kahle kahle kwenziwa yini. Kwatholakala ukuthi hayi labantu laba bangena ngenxa yabo bona labantu okufanele kube yibona abavimba ukuthi bangangeni. So ubugebengu obuningi obenzekayo labantu ukuze bangene la eSouth Africa bayazi ukuthi kunemali okufuneka bayiphathe. Ukuze makungenzeka iphoyisa limbambe ayinike abanikeze lo mali. Ngoba abanye badlula khona eborder. Abanye badlula ngokweqa lapho kodwa kunamaphoyisa khona lapho. Ngakho ke lento eyenzeka lapha kwiBMA yinhle kakhulu. Ave ngiyithanda. Ayikho into engicasula njenge corruption ngoba icorruption imosha izwe lethu. iSouth Africa yethu lekhululekileyo iyamosheka ngenxa yecorruption nabantu abacorrupt. So abantu mabengazi ukuthi lo msebenzi abangene kuwo irresponsibility yabo yini ababoshwe abaphele lo msebenzi kuzoqashwa abantu abaziyo ukuthi they are there to serve, they are there to protect iSouth Africa. Kumanje ikhampani ekuthiwa iBritish Tobacco bila Hackleback ivalile noma izovala ngenxa yokuthi kungena ugwayi lo ngekho semthethweni ekuthiwa illicit cigarette. Ziningi izinto ezingenayo ngenxa yabo labantu abangenza umsebenzi wabo kunalokho abathatha ama-bribes lapha abenza corruption. Yibona abantu abasimoshela lezwe lakithi. Ngizokucaphunela ivideo yakhe ucommissioner lo. Emveni kwakhe bese ngicaphunela ivideo kaSisi uJacinta Mangobese oganele kwaZuma. Mhlambe emveni kwalapho sobe sesiyayivala ivideo ngicela uzwe la.
Share just very quickly the 50 officials who have now been dismissed. How exactly was that found out? In what scenario situation was that found out? Was that just gone through continued monitoring, for example? Was there an operation of some sort? Good morning.
Yeah, no, good morning, Arabile, and we appreciate the opportunity as the Border Management Authority. So basically what we have done, Arabile, you will be aware of the establishment of Border Management and Immigration Anti-Corruption Forum. So this is the forum that has fairly been established under the leadership of the Special Investigating Unit. So since the establishment, which was last year around March, what we have been doing is we've been working with a number of stakeholders in the entire ecosystem, law enforcement authorities, but also the officials just within our environment. The other thing that we've also created was an anonymous number that we call Operation Itibise, where people are able to report, individuals that are within our system that are doing corrupt activity. So all of these things put together had actually been assisting us to identify some of the officials within our environment that has fairly been doing nefarious activities. As indicated, Arabile, in this instance, we had individuals that had been facilitating the illegal movement of people into the country, mainly by, for example, giving them days whilst they are not supposed to be entering the country when their days have actually expired. So that is in the form of selling of days. But the other one has been through the fraudulent stamping of the passports for people to be facilitated into the country. So how we find out, obviously, some of the officials are able to tip us off, and we are able to work with other structures such as your state security agency, and we are able to nab those individuals. That is what we've been able to do over time.
Eqinisweni lilonke kufanele lama organization asebenzisane kahle kahle. NPA, SIU, EPMA, Home Affairs, be-immigration funa labantu basebenzisane ukuze makubanjwa umuntu NPA yenza umsebenzi wayo. Uma kuney'nsolo ey'thize ikwazi uku-investigate SIU. Lokho kungalekelela kakhulu ekulweni nalesihlava esibhekane naso. Njengoba sazi ukuthi uColin Makhubela usesebenzela iPower FM osukwini lanamuhla ngomhla ka-10 kuMarch 2026 uye wa-invite uJacinta Ngobese Zuma ukuze baxoxe nangomsebenzi awenzayo. Kwase kufona abantu-ke njengoba abantu behlezi befona eredweni bezwakalisa nabo imibono yabo. Ngifisa ukukucaphunela nje oyedwa wabalaleli besuzwa impendulo kaJacinta emveni kwalapho bese siyayivala ivideo.
Our caller Rolex from Rustenburg, good evening.
Good evening, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? And thank you for holding for us.
To just Jacinta there.
Go for it.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes. My sister, this constitution belongs to all of us. It does not only belong to those who have xenophobic sentiments. We really need to be realistic here. This is democracy. I'm talking to you as a former politician. You know that you have been sitting in the opposite side of those who are leading. And when we lead, we are looking for solutions. It cannot be that we will forever complain and not bring solutions, because I can tell you, most activists who have political ambitions, they use this issue of immigration for their own personal interest and personal gains. I can tell you, as we are talking right now, Gayton McKenzie is sitting very nicely comfortable in enjoying the perks as a minister when he got into parliament with a ticket of illegal immigration. You ask yourself, where is that appetite? That appetite will definitely die, my sister, because using emotions on trying to solve a huge problem such as immigration is not going to help us, my sister. Those who are seeing...
Can I speak? I think I've listened to you enough. We don't have the whole day. First of all,
that's fine. My sister, I'm going to let him wrap his thought, and then we're going to have you respond.
I'm not wrapping up.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap. You've got the whole hour.
Rolex.
Yes, my sister Makubela.
Yeah,
let's be very fair and honest. My assumption can say we've got 5 million illegal immigrants. March can say there's 27 million immigrants. The Department of Home Affairs only managed to deport 56,000 illegal immigrants. Now, this clearly shows us that this is very impractical. If you have to deport 5 million people, it will take you 100 years. Why are we not saying let's deport let's deport only criminals, and the non-criminals can be used in South Africa rather than spending a lot of money deporting people who will come back. When we complain here that we don't have jobs, we don't have schools, we don't have clinics, and people want the government to take money. We all know that this problem was created by the ANC, and I can tell you, my sister, people like Jacinta, they might have been sponsored by people who are in the ANC who hate President Ramaphosa.
Thank you, Rolex. Thank you. There's a very emotive and emotional subject here. And Rolex, I think we may have lost Rolex there. We'll come back to him. But it's very important points that he's raising. And Jacinta, please talk to us about what Rolex was raising. We'll come back to Rolex if we can find him again.
First of all, I'm so surprised that Rolex is saying that I'm emotional about the issue, but he's the one who's almost close to tears or calling his wife, shouting at the top of his voice over this issue. So if he doesn't want us to be emotional, then he should start first. I'm going to start by answering him here that the biggest mistake he's making with the rest of the other people who think that they know me is to compare me to every single person who's trying to be a politician. I have tons of offers on the table right now to join any political party that I want to join. But if I wanted to go that route, trust me, I can wake up tomorrow morning and be a politician. But I don't want to be a politician because I don't want to sound like him. The problem is he's using as a political mind to solve a problem that's a humanitarian problem in the country right now. He's saying to us that we must just allow people to stay in the country. This is the country that is number one when it comes to unemployment currently. Where are you going to be giving these people jobs that are coming in here and they're not here as people who are committing crime, but they are economic migrants? How are you going to be solving the problems that all these other South Africans are having if you are saying you are trying to accommodate the rest of Africa because you don't want to put in your mind to solving the problem? Also, if he's saying that the Constitution is for everyone, then why is everyone not voting? If that's what he's saying, because the mere fact that it's very clear who can participate in the voting process means that it's very clear who is a South African and who is not. And he cannot come and tell us now that we as South Africans must vote. But when we are done voting, when the laws are adopted, they must benefit everyone else, even people who woke up in other countries. If we are saying that, are we willing to understand that we have no limits, no structure? So if he says we don't have an accurate number, for example, of foreign nationals, and he discovers today that there's 50 million, and let's say 5 million of them are criminals, 45 million of them are people who are just here looking for work and et cetera, then what is his solution going to be in a country that has youth unemployment at 60-something%? What is he going to say? How are all these 45 million people who are employed going to survive in a country where the natives of that country are not working? This is more than just an issue of feelings. It's an issue of our entire identity as South Africans. There's no country in the world that does not protect its identity, that does not protect its natives. Every single country, even if you go to Zimbabwe today, Zimbabweans have closed their border and they are limiting how many people they can accept into their country because they are very much aware of how much of a crisis it would be if they were just to open their gates to every single person who
and
claims
they're protecting their
African.
Public services. I mean, I saw your post on Facebook, the 26 Malawians and 11 Chinese nationals that are now waiting for deportation. And this is in Zimbabwe, where we are hosting Zimbabweans that we can't even number. It's interesting.
Every single African country is deporting illegal immigrants, whether they are black or Chinese. Why is it that we have people who are willing to downplay the crisis that we are in just because they don't have the political will to do so? Let me give you one example, Colin. If we were to say every time a foreigner is caught in this country without documents, they pay a certain fine, do you think we will not be able to have them go back home voluntarily without us deporting them? The reason we have to deport them is because they are comfortable here.
And I want
They
to
are
come back to the issue of fines. I'm going to take some callers. We have been discussing, I think it was last week, we discussed the issue of employment of illegal foreigners and the fines that we are paying, which are really minuscule and they mean nothing to some of these employers. I'll come back to your thoughts on that. Bonang from Pretoria, good evening.
Evening, Colleen. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. Evening, Jacinta, my patriot. How are you?
I'm good, my sister. How are you?
I'm okay. It's Bonang, known as Lolo B on the movement.
Hi, Lolo.
Hi, how are you? My sister, I had to jump in. I had to jump in order to correct and rectify the mistakes that as patriots we keep on overlooking. I personally know Rollins from the movement Dudola in Rustenburg when Dudola launched in Rustenburg. Rollins know very well. It's Rollins Mabula. We come from the same village.
It's that guy. Yes. That one. Okay.
Rollins in the matters of migration in South Africa, he always sides with foreigners. I will give you an example. By the time Progressive Forces was supporting the Zambian court, fighting that Edgar Lungu must be taken back, Rollins was there wearing the Zambian APC.
Why though? Why would Rollins take that stance with foreigners?
And you know what the worst part is? He used to be a Dudula member. You ask yourself, why would you go from one extreme to the next extreme? It doesn't make sense.
At the current moment, Rollins is portraying himself as an Impact Forum leader, whereas Impact Forum is run by the lady that we are together on United Civil Movement, which is Sharon. I wanted to question Rollins during the white paper submission in Johannesburg. I wanted to question him, why is he misrepresenting himself? That is number one. Whereas what he is doing, he is advocating for things that those movements are no longer standing for. I will give an example. He has a belief that we need to reward illegal immigration by giving them documents. We are not in business of rewarding people that came here illegally. Illegally means crime. We should not sugarcoat what kind of a crime is it and put emotions in it. If you have committed a crime, you must go and be deported. That is simple as that. And our laws are very clear. I don't know where Rollins, all of a sudden, if you look at Rollins or follow his work on the ground, he is always moving with foreign nationals, whether legal or illegal. The question we must ask Rollins, what is it that he benefits from there?
Wow. Thank you, Bonang from Pretoria. What is Rolex benefiting? And we lost him. I would love to have him back. If we can have him back, it will be great for him to come and share his thoughts with us more. It will be interesting to know. Why is he siding with foreigners? Of course, it's a democratic country. Everybody's free to feel what they need to feel. Just to hear his thoughts.
Ngibambe le video ngiyacela ukuze ukuphala kwakho la comment section ngizwe ukuthi wena ubona kanjani lolu daba esilixoxa kodwa ngale kwalokho mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Ngiyabonga njenge support.